Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at A Quiet Place Part 2, which premiered in 2020 but had its wide release in 2021. The first A Quiet Place was a breakout hit in 2018, earning glowing reviews, an Oscar nod for sound editing, and perhaps most importantly, a metric ass ton of money. Paramount immediately announced a sequel, even though it was never written with one in mind. The first film had been something personal for co-writer and director John Krasinski.
The first movie was a love letter to my kids.
Krasinski originally said he wouldn't return to write or direct, but he fell in love with an idea he came up with while outlining a story.
And as I was writing the outline, I was halfway through it typing and I went, damn it! I'm directing this movie.
For me, A Quiet Place 2 is a movie that doesn't need to exist. I enjoyed the first film as a cinematic experience that frequently sacrificed logic for style. Why was that nail there? I don't know, but it created a lot of tension. Did Lee have to write basic facts on a whiteboard? No, but it helped set up the world. It was a quiet story told in a quiet way, and I could overlook its faults because the emotional through line was done so well. The relationship between Lee and Reagan has a wonderful arc to it. But hey, sometimes you gotta sequel it up, or you're just leaving money on the table. The first film was an intimate tale that took place in a beautifully rendered post-apocalyptic world. The second, which was given a budget more than 3 times as big, explores that world further, which is a treat to see. I like that we get a flashback showing the day of the invasion, and that Krasinski and the effects team were confident enough to show more of the aliens. In the original, they were mostly hidden in shadows and blurred by their fast motion. In part 2, these sound-based alien scum are shown in full daylight, moving slowly, up close, and they never look bad. It's impressive. The film's structure, on the other hand, leaves a lot to be desired. About midway through, the story unravels and never finds itself again. Disparate scenes are cross-cut back and forth relentlessly, and the ending feels abrupt. Some character decisions don't make a lot of sense, and while that might be forgivable in a slasher focused on kills, this movie is about surviving under specific circumstances. You lose the tension and fun when you're questioning why someone's doing something. I don't hate A Quiet Place Part 2, but I don't love it either. It's a safe step forward for the series. Too safe, I think. And if you enjoyed the first one, you'll probably have a good time here as well. I can already tell you this thing about to have more kills though. How many more? Let's find out. The movie begins in the quiet town from the first film, but it's not quiet out of necessity just yet. This is the morning of day 1 of the alien invasion, back before noisy toys spelled certain death. The whole Abbott family attends a baseball game that Marcus is playing in, even his, as of now, still living little brother Bo. Here, Bo's played by Dean Woodward, younger brother of Cade Woodward, who played Bo in the first film. They're lucky they had a spare Woodward lying around. Kids age fast as hell. Just look at how much older Millicent Simmons and Noah Jupe look. Gotta ignore it to believe this took place before the first one. Marcus's feeble batting gets interrupted by a giant fireball in the sky, something that's popped up in nightmares of mine ever since I was a kid. That shit's scary, yo! Since that's about game, the Abbotts split up to head home, Evelyn with the boys and Father Lee with daughter Reagan. I like seeing how close these two were prior to the rocket ship incident. It adds extra weight to their arc in the first film, showing the close relationship that they had lost and then had to repair. An alien is first spotted at the end of a long one-take when it slams into a police car and causes chaos to erupt. Great sequence here that repeats the first film's use of silence to give us Reagan's perspective. The first kill I'll count is when an alien crushes the car in front of Evelyn's. I think that lady driver's a goner. Evelyn tries to get the hell out of there in another excellent long one take. This one feels like a theme park ride. Don't worry, Evelyn, Optimus Prime will save us in no time. Krasinski used several oneers, as they're known, in this opening sequence to make the audience feel at home in the world. The first one is done pre-invasion, when Lee is walking down the street. The town they filmed in was Akron, New York, just outside of Buffalo, and 200 miles away from Little Falls, where they shot the town in the first film. Production designer Jess Gonshore had to recreate the first film's location using fake storefronts on Akron's Main Street. I think he did great. I had just assumed they filmed in the same town again. He also made this Brody's Pizza sign, a reference to Jaws. The oneer with the aliens debut is actually a fake oneer. The beginning of it sees a police car pull up, but since it ends with that car being tossed by a flipper unit, they had to cut so they could replace the real car with a fake one. The invisible seam occurs when Lee gets out of his truck.
So this is one shot here, and this is another shot, and you're gonna see my head go from one shot into the next shot, and this shot is the shot that has the stunts. and this shot is no stunts, just a dumb actor.
Industrial Light and Magic stitched together the separate shots and also removed the wire rigging and flipper that sent this fake cop car flying. The Wonder with Evelyn was a bit more involved since it took place inside a moving vehicle. The car was part of a rig that took more than 5 weeks to build, a Volvo with no wheels sitting on a motorized trailer platform. A stunt driver drove the vehicle from atop the roof of the car, meaning Emily Blunt was left miming like Maggie in the Simpsons intro. That also meant her life was in the driver's hands since the bus coming towards them was real.
She looked up at the driver and said, "Your life is quite literally in my hands." And this guy leaned forward, the nicest guy in the world, he leaned forward and went, "I'm the best." And that's kind of what you want to hear before you do a shot like this.
The camera inside the car was on a pre-programmed CMOCOS rig that couldn't be adjusted during the shot, so they rehearsed for days before shooting. When it came to acting, Blunt said she didn't have to try too hard. Again, there was a literal bus driving towards her.
She was genuinely fearing for her life, so that's what I offer as a husband.
Once again, ILM cleaned up the final shot. Working under VFX supervisor Scott Farrar, they seamed together the missing parts of the car's roof to make it look whole. It's amidst this town-wide terror that one lady gets her shit wrecked by an alien atop a Taurus. Lee and Reagan take refuge inside a restaurant, but might as well have hid inside the Greek for all the noise going on here. Quit praying so loud, Wayne Duvall. You know what it's like to be haunted. When a ringing phone sets off an alien, it charges in and gets 5 kills, I think. The general rule for this movie will be that a swipe equals a kill. I trust these aliens to be that lethal. Lee and Reagan get away and make a run for their family, past 8 bodies of people who were part of the failed alien welcoming committee. Y'all really dropped the ball on that one. A local cop, Ronnie, rises to the occasion, but this guy's gonna need a mulligan because he fails to kill the alien. After a title card, we're back to the present, on the same day the first film ended. Again, ignore how different the kids look. They just grow up so fast. Things are, yeah, just how the Abbotts left them. Big ol' fire, random nail, dead aliens from shotgun blasts. With their soundproof barn basement flooded from a random pipe burst, it's time to collect what they have and leave. And they'll head towards that beacon way yonder, cause fire means someone's alive. Unlike Lee, he's dead. They leave the farm and the safety of their sandwalk as Marco Beltrami's beautiful score backs shots of their desolate world. Both A Quiet Place films do such a good job transporting you to their reality. It's why we cringe at the threat of the slightest noise, and straight up freak out when something loud happens. This mill they've come across is protected with that alarm system, a sniper, and a bear trap Marcus steps into. Ah shit! That screaming ain't gonna help the alien problem, but I get it, kid. Your ankle is not looking good. Luckily, they's Abbotts know the aliens' weakness, high-pitched feedback that opens up their armor. Yo, you seeing this shit, Sniper Man? Yeah, the Abbotts are dope as hell. I'd steal that family too. The shushing man carries Marcus and leads the ladies through a factory, all while the alien chases, trying to track their quiet footsteps. Before it can get them, everyone pulls a Mario and hops into this pipe in the ground. Hey, that's not World War II. I love that Millicent Simmons actually jumped into that vat herself. She does it so smoothly and it looks great on camera. John Krasinski was very pleased.
That was awesome!
The room beneath the vat has a large furnace that works as a soundproof chamber. They have to keep the handle unlocked with a towel or else they won't be able to escape when their limited air runs out. The man who led them here is Emmett, a family friend from the before times. It was in the opening baseball scene, being friendly and personal with the Abbotts. Reagan even taught him how to say dive in ASL. Emmett's played by Cillian Murphy, no stranger to the horror genre, having starred in Zombie Fare like 28 Days Later and craven thrillers like Red Eye. He says he can't help them, that there aren't enough supplies, but dude, they got a baby. That's more valuable than gold. Certainly shines brighter anyway. I mean, Evelyn is positively glowing. The soundproof furnace allows them to fix up Marcus's injury, and the rest of the layer is deep enough that they can quietly talk to each other. Emmett tells Evelyn his 2 sons died on day 1 of the invasion, and I'll go ahead and count them because we saw at least one in that opening scene. The other? I don't know, probably a baseball boy. He says his wife died only 2 weeks ago, and he's been a lonely wreck ever since. He also warns Evelyn to be wary of some survivors.
Another kind of people worth saving.
Wait, what'd you say? I can't hear. Hold on.
Another kind of people worth saving.
Okay, thank you. Marcus is shocked to hear a song being broadcast over the radio. It's a possible sign of human life, but Emmett says to ignore it since it's been playing on a loop for months. Reagan realizes that the song's title might be a message. It's Beyond the Sea, like that old Carnival Cruise commercial. And seeing as the radio station broadcasts from an island, yeah, I'd say the song is meant to bring people there. Reagan wants to go and broadcast her cochlear implant feedback over the radio. That way, people people everywhere can weaponize it against the aliens. Marcus tries to talk her out of it, but the next morning, she's gone. Evelyn begs Emmett to go find her daughter, and though he really doesn't want to, I mean, you know we gonna. To get to the shore, Reagan follows train tracks. She can't take a train because those things are straight wrecked, as we see in this awesome shot they filmed in Collins, New York. I'm choosing not to count the bodies inside the train cars as kills, by the way. Look at them, they're bastard skellies. No skin, no service, you fucks! Ah, you dirty fuck! The commotion brings an alien around, and Reagan tries to fight back with feedback and a gun. She has a hard time with it, and is only saved at the last minute thanks to a shot from Emmett. Was that the safest shot to take there, dude? They hide in the train station, where Emmett learns the value of enunciation. Tip of the tongue, teeth in the lips. He tells Reagan he's gotta take her back home, but she rightfully points out they ain't got no home. So why not join her for a hike to the beach, brah? The next morning, he does that, and they find a marina with a couple of boats docked. Back at the mill, Evelyn realizes they need some supplies, things for Marcus's injury and oxygen for widow baby box crier to breathe. Though Marcus again frets, she sets out for town to restock, stopping only to commemorate Beau's grave with her wedding ring. As night falls, Reagan and Emmett cautiously walk towards the docks. They get there and try untying a boat, only to realize they're not alone. Hope it isn't anyone dangerous. Oh, it's just a little girl. How dangerous could she be? Okay, pretty dangerous and creepy. Now Emmett's a one-man band, the Amazing Bell Wonder, so he can't move as unsavory survivors come out and surround Reagan. Evelyn gets to the pharmacy after dark and takes its delicious drugs and oxygen. Air. While she's out, Marcus gets bored babysitting, I guess. He puts the kid in its box and for no reason I can think of, pops on upstairs to limp around the factory. Why would he do this? He can't be asked to rock a baby in safety for one night? I mean, I understand wanting more shots of this old mill. It's a great location they found in Lackawanna just outside of Buffalo. This former Bethlehem steel property was abandoned back in 1983, and its dilapidated state works well as a metaphor, symbolizing how the modern world has crumbled apart. But all that doesn't excuse this bonehead move from Marcus. He ends up finding Emmett's dead wife Nora, and yeah, she's real close to Skella territory, but not quite, so I'll counter. But just this one time, lady. The scare causes Marcus to make some noise, which sicks an alien on his location immediately. He panic hobbles into the pit and grabs the baby box, but so hurriedly hops into the soundproof furnace that he forgets to stop the lock with a towel. Yeah, kid, now you fucked up. You have fucked up now. An alien about to break your butt. To survive inside the chamber, Marcus uses the baby's oxygen. It's like being on a plane. Secure your own mask first before assisting others. The men on the dock begin toying with Reagan in a very uncomfortable way. When they go to leave and take her with them, Emmett signals for Reagan to dive. She jumps into the water as he noisily charges the man. A lantern drops and starts a fire, causing a ruckus that brings an alien around. I'll count 4 people who get swiped by the alien, including one who gets whiffed into a boat. Haha, that sucks. Emmett ushers the alien towards him by stabbing the bad guy in the leg and making him scream. He jumps into the water as the alien attacks, and though he's tied up in that net for a while, he's freed when the alien murders the main bad guy above the surface. Production had a hard time finding a marina to use, since they'd have to shut down business, and this was filmed in the summer. They found a place south of Buffalo near Westfield, New York, the Monroe Marina at Barcelona Harbor. Production designer Jess Gonshore and assistant art director Zach Gonshore made a model of the marina and modified it as needed for their action. Cinematographer Polly Morgan decided to shoot this scene on digital, unlike the rest of the movie, which was all shot on film. Shooting digitally made it easier to light this large outdoor dark area, and the cameras were also easier to move around the tight spaces they were working with. Evelyn gets back to the factory and realizes that there's trouble. She uses a gun to lure the alien out of the furnace room, then lights the alien on fire using another gunshot and a whole bunch of oil. This sets off the fire sprinkler, making enough noise for Evelyn to sneak by and get underground. She gets to the chamber just in time to wake Marcus up from his nap/coma. Emmett resurfaces to watch 3 more dock dudes slashed down to death by the alien. Their good time splash around looks so fun that the alien wants in too. But turns out these fellers never took swimming lessons at the Y, and Emmett watches as the alien drowns. Haha, get wrecked. Reagan floats by and scoops him up into a boat, so it's on towards the island they must go. Huzzah! They reach the shore and army crawl until they come across, the others. Ooh, maybe they can join Juliet's book club. The community here is a happy, utopian one. safe from the aliens thanks to the surrounding water. They take in Emmett and Reagan, and a leading member, played by Jaimin Hansu, explains how they got there. On day 1, the National Guard tried to evac people to the island. Only 2 boats made it, and they've been here ever since. Emmett tells him that they've come with a purpose, to beat up the aliens with sound. The next morning, Emmett's enjoying a sunrise when he hears some alien-like noises. He finds a boat has come ashore, one last seen floating away with an alien on board. Now he's got to warn the others that the island's been contaminated, but it's too late. The invasion yields 6 kills, I think, all done by a single alien. That's gotta be grounds for some kind of alien promotion, right? The aliens are seen much more clearly than in the first film, yet they never feel fake or out of place. Once again, ILM did their design, which was primarily based on evolution, not just to look cool. Working with Krasinski, they carefully modeled how the alien's armor opens up in response to sound. They took some inspiration from the way seaweed moves underwater in a current. Huge props to compositor Chris Baylog for blending in the CG aliens with the rest of the shot. I seriously never noticed the seams. It probably helps that Krasinski used practical effects for everything besides the aliens themselves. Emmett and Reagan join the man in a car. He drives off honking the horn to lure the alien away from his friends and family. Wait, is that plan working? Oh, yeah, seems like the thing caught on. Too bad it couldn't hang on, right? God damn it, alien, get the fuck off my car, brah! They drive to the radio station and get inside, where all of a sudden, the man begins to freak out. He's worried the alien might have gone back to their village. But don't worry, dude, the alien's still right here. Or maybe worry more about that? Eh, too late, he did. Emmett and Reagan get inside and find the broadcasting booth. Oh, I wonder if the station has a Mr. Shark! The alien shows up uninvited, like so many chop tops, and knocks Emmett to the ground. At the same time, back at the old steel mill, Evelyn and Marcus need their medical supplies. When she goes to get them, the alien reappears and stops them from closing the furnace door. Boy, with this alien swiping at her family, it'd be a bad time for Reagan to take a dramatic pause. Real bad time. Come on, Reagan, do the damn thing. She finally slams her cochlear implant into the microphone. The feedback is broadcasted inside the booth and over Marcus's radio. The younger brother finds his footing and fearlessly approaches the alien, edited nicely in tandem with his sister doing the same in the radio station. Together, they each defeat their foe. Marcus via gunshot and Reagan via bludgeoning. Good work, kids. You saved the day. And thanks to that piercing broadcast, you might have saved the world as well. How many people tried to stay safe but wound up as alien food? Ah, shit, hold on. I got something I gotta take care of. By my count, 34 people died in A Quiet Place Part 2. The victims included 24 men, 8 women, and 2 bodies I just couldn't tell. And no, I didn't count the aliens because they're not humanoid. Come on, learn the arbitrary rules I often break. With a runtime of 97 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 2.85 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to this woman from the opening scene, cause she gets swiped pretty hard. Plus, I used to drive a Taurus. I don't know, makes me nostalgic. Double machete for lamest kill will be the bodies in the background, since they didn't have the decency to die on screen. And that's it. A Quiet Place Part 2 had a premiere in 2020, but COVID delayed its wide release for an entire year. A spin-off third film is currently being developed, so we'll see what happens with that. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count.
After 11 Friday the 13th movies, how do you make things fresh and interesting? Well, it's not by writing good characters with rich dialogue.
They don't call me the Wood Wizard because I masturbate a lot.
And it's not by filling the movie to the brim with boobs.
Dude, if you're out there whacking off, man, that is not cool.
It's by making Jason Voorhees a survivalist and letting him run full speed. Holy fucking shit, that's scary. Friday the 13th reboot is basically the first 4 films in a nutshell. Jason gets orphaned.
Hi, special boy.
Jason kills people. Jason finds a hockey mask.
You looking for this? Because it completes your outfit.
Jason kills people some more. But hey, Jared Padalecki is running around here too.
No!
Because if it's one thing this son of a bitch is familiar with, it's a series that's gone on far too long.
Guess I'm an asshole.
This week, watch a remake that's way more entertaining than the original film.
Reggie's gonna call bullshit! Bullshit!
And this Friday, tune in for the final Kill Count recount of the Friday franchise, only on Dead Meat.
Let's just all be one big happy cliche.
Friday the 13th can currently be watched on the pictured streaming platforms. Dead Meat always recommends you watch the movie for yourself before its kill count. It's the only way to have your own properly informed opinion. Kill counts are never meant to replace the experience of watching a film.
Thanks a lot for watching this extra kill count. I want to thank some patrons like Gabriel Portocarrero, Matt Nichols, Skippy the Clown, Maddie Yap, Shannon Byrne Dasher, Johnny Compton, Caleb Kochi, and Louis LeBoy. Oh shit, I should have put the fucking Demogorgon up there with his little pedal face. That's kind of like like the... Did the A Quiet Place aliens have names? Guaranteed they get names in a future one. What would you name them? Let me know in the comments. That's how you get engagement. Thanks everyone, be good people.